Welcome to E-Stories, A Path to Hope.
Sam Harper stood at the edge of the soccer field, staring at the empty goalpost. A year ago, this place had been filled with laughter, shouts, and the thrill of competition. But now, it was just another reminder of what he had lost. His best friend, Alex, had died in a car accident 12 months ago, and Sam had not been the same since. The accident was sudden and brutal. Alex had been in the passenger seat of his brother's car when a drunk driver had run a red light, smashing into them at full speed. Alex didn't survive. The news had shattered Sam's world. Alex had been more than just a friend. He had been a brother in every sense of the word. They had grown up together, shared dreams, secrets, and countless memories. But now Alex was gone, and Sam was left behind, carrying the weight of his grief like a heavy burden that never lifted. Every morning it was there, pressing on his chest, making it hard to breathe. Every night it kept him awake, haunting him with memories of the accident, of Alex's smile, of everything they would never do together again. His parents, Tom and Sarah, had noticed the change in him immediately. The boy who once filled the house with energy and noise had grown silent, withdrawn. He stopped playing soccer, stopped hanging out with friends, and his schoolwork suffered. They tried talking to him and comforting him, but Sam couldn't find the words to explain how he felt. How could they understand? They hadn't lost their best friend. Sam spent most of his time in his room now, staring at the ceiling, lost in his thoughts. The world outside moved on, but he remained stuck in that moment, unable to move forward. One day, as Sam was packing up his books after a dull day of school, something unusual caught his eye. A small piece of paper had been slipped into his backpack. It wasn't a school assignment or a reminder, just a plain note with a single sentence written in neat handwriting.
"You're stronger than you think."
Sam frowned at the note, feeling a flash of irritation. He crumpled it up and tossed it into the nearest trash bin. Who would leave something like that for him? Was it supposed to make him feel better? Didn't. If anything, it made him feel worse, as if someone was mocking his pain. But the next day, another note appeared, this time in his locker.
"Don't let the past define you. You have a future."
Sam stared at the words for a long time. Part of him wanted to crumple this note too, but instead, he folded it and slipped it into his pocket. He wasn't sure why, but something about the message made him pause. It wasn't that he believed it. How could he? But it was a small comfort, a tiny light in the darkness that had consumed him. Over the next few days, more notes appeared, each one with a new message of encouragement. They showed up in unexpected places: his jacket pocket, under his pillow, even taped to the bathroom mirror. Each message was short but thoughtful.
"You are never truly alone. It's okay to grieve, but don't let grief consume you. The sun will shine again, even if you can't see it yet."
Sam didn't know who was behind the notes, but he couldn't ignore them anymore. He found himself looking for them, even anticipating their arrival. They were like little pieces of hope, breaking through the thick fog of despair that had surrounded him for so long. One evening, after a particularly difficult day, Sam found a note on his bed. It read,
"You are loved more than you know. Don't give up."
Something inside Sam cracked open when he read those words. He felt a lump rise in his throat, and before he knew it, tears were streaming down his face. He hadn't cried since the funeral, hadn't allowed himself to feel the full weight of his grief. But now, sitting on the edge of his bed, clutching the note in his hand, the dam broke. He cried for Alex, for all the things they would never do together, for the future that had been stolen from them. He cried for himself, for the loneliness, the pain, and the anger that had been festering inside him for so long. And as he cried, he felt relief. It was as if the tears were washing away some of the heaviness that had been suffocating him for the past year. When the tears finally stopped, Sam felt exhausted but lighter. He looked at the note again, the words blurring slightly as his eyes refilled with tears. He didn't know who was sending these messages, but for the first time in a long time, he felt a glimmer of hope. Maybe, just maybe, he could find a way out of this darkness. In the days that followed, Sam began to change. It was slow at first, like getting out of bed without prompting or eating dinner with his family instead of retreating to his room. The notes kept coming, and Sam kept saving them, carefully folding each one and placing it in a small box on his nightstand. His parents noticed the change too. They didn't say anything, not wanting to push him, but Sam could see the relief in their eyes. They had been so worried about him, and now, for the first time in months, there was hope. Sam started going back to soccer practice, though it wasn't easy. Being on the field without Alex felt strange and wrong. But he pushed through, reminding himself of the words in the notes. Don't let the past define you. You have a future. He could hear Alex's voice in his head, urging him on, telling him not to give up. Sam slowly began to reconnect with his old friends. They were cautious at first, unsure of how to approach him, but Sam made an effort to let them in. He laughed again and smiled again, and even though it wasn't always easy, he found moments of genuine happiness. As the weeks went by, Sam couldn't shake the curiosity about who was sending him the notes. He had his suspicions but nothing concrete. Then, one evening as he was getting ready for bed, he overheard his parents talking in the living room.
Do you think the notes are helping?
His mother asked softly.
I hope so.
His father replied.
He's been doing better lately. I just want him to know we're here for him, no matter what.
Sam's heart skipped a beat. His parents, they had been the ones sending the notes all along. He felt a surge of emotions, surprise, gratitude, and overwhelming love. They had seen his pain, understood it, and had found a way to reach him when he had pushed everyone else away. That night, Sam went downstairs and hugged his parents tightly.
Thank you.
He whispered, his voice thick with emotion.
Thank you for never giving up on me.
His mother smiled through her tears.
We love you, Sam. We'll always be here for you.
Life didn't magically become perfect after that night, but it did get better. Sam continued to heal, with the support of his family, friends, and the memory of Alex guiding him. He still kept the box of notes by his bed, and whenever he felt himself slipping back into the darkness, he would read through them, reminding himself of the love and strength that had brought him this far. Sam knew that he would never forget Alex, and the pain of losing him would never fully go away. But he had learned that it was possible to carry that pain without letting it consume him. He could honor Alex's memory by living his life fully, by embracing the future that lay ahead. And so, step by step, Sam moved forward, carrying the lessons of the past with him, but no longer letting them hold him back. He had found his way back to hope.
Vocabulary list. Burden, a heavy load, often used metaphorically to describe emotional weight. Withdrawn, shy or reserved, someone who has retreated from social interaction. Shatter, to break into pieces, often used to describe the effect of traumatic news. Suffocating, to feel as though one cannot breathe, often used metaphorically to describe overwhelming emotions. Anticipate, to expect or look forward to something happening. Irritation, a feeling of being annoyed or frustrated. Festering, to become worse or more intense, especially when describing unresolved emotions. Relief, a feeling of reassurance and relaxation following release from anxiety or distress. Consume, to take over completely, often used to describe emotions like grief or anger. Surge, a sudden, powerful forward or upward movement, often used to describe a rush of emotions. Reconnect, to establish a connection again, particularly with people or activities that were once important. Cautious, being careful or tentative about something, avoiding risks or taking care in behavior. Honor, to show respect or hold in high esteem, often used when remembering someone who has passed away. Magical, extraordinary, often with a sense of unreality. Fog, a metaphor for confusion or lack of clarity in the mind. Genuine, real, authentic, and sincere.
Thanks for watching.